Good morning, everyone. It's that time. It's Maelstrom time. Steven's waiting on his toast. He should have started a little earlier, but it's okay. I just heard it pop up. How's everyone this morning? It's like over 100 here every day with the heat index, and it's way too hot to be outside. Satsy says, I drew well into the night. I saw some of them. They're amazing, Satsy. Cortis had no more AC, or is getting AC fixed. That's awesome. I know most of the US is really hot lately. Cause like it's currently 85. What's the heat index? The heat index already says it feels like 97. So it's way too hot, and it's only 9 a.m. And Marana said we had a thunderstorm. We lost power last night. Wow. I'm hoping we get some rain maybe this weekend. All the grass is dying. In everyone's yard. QueerQuest has a new desk chair. Awesome. Brian says rain here, 74. Oh, that sounds nice. Do you have anyone painting their grass? Would one of our neighbors do that? I don't think so. I mean, we have one neighbor who's kind of obsessive about their lawn to the point of they have a different type of grass than everyone else. Like, most people here have centipede grass, which is pretty much one of the few things that grow in the sandy soil we have. And someone has this really wispy grass that looks super soft. I don't know. But I never see them watering it, so I don't know how they keep it alive, because it's also, like, perfectly green. Chaz had high humidity during his walk. I don't know what ours is at. Ours is currently 79.
Hi.
Hi.
Ooh, so I timed everything quite well.
Uh-huh.
But I forgot to start the toast.
Yeah.
So I was doing everything and I was like, good. And then all of a sudden my brain was like, but the bread. And I was like,
Luna Boy says, I assume that is hot avocado toast, Steven.
listen, does it look good? We don't have to discuss the temperature. Let's just talk about, is it appetizing? Sure? Then let's not talk about the temperature of the avocado. That part's really irrelevant.
It turns ultra green when you microwave it.
I think it's about the same. I don't think it really changes anything. I think that's in your head. I think it looks this great. I mean, maybe a little. You might be right a little bit. Anyway.
Joel said, was the avocado put on before or after being in the toaster? You okay?
That is very funny. Coffee! This is good. This is the last avocado. We bought a little bag of them. And,
you only zap it for a few seconds. Like 30. 15? How long do you microwave it?
Does it matter? How much will I be judged? 40 seconds.
That's a lot.
I did this for 35. and this is also acceptable. But, you know, listen, everyone's got to find their own path. And my path has led me to this.
Chaz is very excited to see you eat hot avocado and soupy eggs.
It's funny you mention that. Mal's mom called yesterday.
Oh yeah, she did. And she was like, this is what I've been eating. She said, I take an avocado, cut it in half, take out the pit, and she said, then I have to scoop a little bit more to make a bigger well. And she's like, and then I put an egg in, and she cuts a little off the bottom so it doesn't roll. And she says, and then I stick it in the microwave for like a minute until the eggs are done, and that's what I've been eating.
So here's the thing. That last part you left out of the story you told me.
Oh, you could throw it in the oven.
Because when you when you were telling me about this, you said that she put the egg in and then cooked it. Mm-hmm. And I assumed that it was on the...
Like a skillet?
Yeah, on a skillet. Like you would do a fried egg.
Yeah, it's a toad in the hole with avocado instead of bread.
You're telling me she puts it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Now,
she
ironically,
just scoops out the avocado and the egg.
Ironically, I judge your mother for this heavily because even though I will microwave an avocado, I will not microwave an egg. That is the fastest way to make me upset about eggs, even more than #firmegg. So, that's a recipe. It's bad. Don't microwave an egg. Is there, if you put it in the avocado, does that protect it? Because I would assume it doesn't.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've had microwaved eggs, and they have not been good. They've been very bad. I'm not saying it's impossible to microwave an egg and have it still be appetizing. But on the few times I've been served a microwaved egg, I've been
not happy about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like scrambled eggs, but microwaved. Have you ever had those?
Once. I was like middle school. I was at a sleepover and we woke up in the morning and I was used to just eating like cinnamon toast or something for breakfast. And the girl was like, oh, we'll just microwave some eggs. Or she said, we'll have scrambled eggs. And I was really excited because we didn't normally keep eggs around. So then she microwaved them and I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And then I had them and I was like, oh.
Sorry, this was quite good from J-Spook. Daisy J. Mananus. Don't assume you can just microwave an egg and not upset Steven. It's true. It's true. I'll get to alerts shortly, but I have to eat this while the avocado is hot. I know that upsets some of you, but...
It upsets me.
I know. It's good, though.
Eat your avocado toast.
You gotta strike while the avocado was hot. Like, what is more green, my shirt or the toast?
The toast is more saturated, but your shirt is closer to green. That's more yellow-green.
That's fair. I also put a lot of pepper on these.
I see that.
But I like that, so...
I do too.
Yeah. I never used to like avocado. I only started liking avocado in like the last...
few years.
More recent, maybe 1 year?
Yeah.
Or so. I really always never cared for it. And then I just kept trying it over time, and eventually at some point my brain kicked in and was like, good, this good now. Why do brains do that? Don't know. At some point, sometimes you keep trying something and your brain goes, I like this now. And you're like, okay. I don't know.
Someone asked...
Hot avocado and a lot of pepper, anarchy.
Someone asked if it was white or black pepper. That's black pepper, because that's what's in the...
The shaker?
It's not a shaker.
Well, it's a grinder.
A grinder, yeah.
Yeah.
We have white pepper in a shaker, though.
It's called growing up. You become less picky. I mean, yeah.
I still don't like some things.
It also works in reverse a little bit, too. There's some things that like you'll eat when you're younger and then you get older and you're like, oh, wait, no. So it can work in reverse.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's things you have as a kid. And your kid brain is like, I like this a lot. Or sand. Aw, is Thomas here this morning?
I don't think so.
That's a good example, though. As a kid, you're like, I'm going to chew on this foil and wash it down with some sand. And then you get older and you go, maybe I won't do that now. Maybe that's not how I should be behaving in life. Anyway.
Like Pop-Tarts.
I mean, Pop-Tarts are a good example. I think just in general, it feels like when you're a kid, sugar is so much more impactful or something. Like,
yeah.
You're more forgiving of something's taste because it just has sugar. You're like, yeah, sugar. You know, sweet cereal. And then you get older and you're like, oh, maybe less sugar. But we talked about sugar all day Thursday, so.
Yeah. I would say you're more willing to try things like when you're a teenager and like young adult, but like I would try things then, and now I'd be like, no, I don't want to eat that. For example, the first time I went out for sushi, like the very, very first time, because it had only recently come to my town, I got sweet shrimp. And they served it with the head of the shrimp, like, fried or something. And I was super confused, and I was willing to try it then. But now I'd be like, no. Not eating that.
I mean, there's some things that I am quite opposed to on a visceral level. You know what I mean? Like, it has nothing to do with taste. It has to do with appearance. Mm-hmm. But, if appearance is not in the equation, will I try anything? Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not grossed out by, like, the visual or the thought of it, I'll try it. Now, I'm pretty accepting of food.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you might disagree with me. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to hear your thoughts. I think I'm less picky than you. I think I'll try more and like more things than you would.
Yeah.
Not that you're picky.
No.
I think it's pretty close, but I think that I would eat more and try more stuff. And also, you've tried and, like, eaten things.
Yeah, I have.
In the last few years?
Yeah. There's things I've tried that I was not thrilled about eating, but I would eat them.
Breakfast.
And try it once.
Sake Kit Kats. Listen, the Kit Kats are a bad example. Those are a bad example. I have struggled very heavily with those.
I guess it's more so
You've eaten things.
I've gotten more grossed out easy as an adult.
Really?
Yeah. Like the time you got the catfish and it had, like, the whole catfish.
I mean, in all fairness, I did not expect. I ordered catfish at the restaurant, and they
informed Steven that they were out of the fried fillets, but they did have whole catfish.
No, that's not what they said. They said it was bone-in.
Oh, yeah.
And in my mind, it was going to be a fillet with bones.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can work around that. But then it was just 3 full catfish, and I was like, okay. And, like, when it arrived, like, my mom knew. She's like, there's no way. Because my mom couldn't even stand it. My mom's the same way. My mom could not stand to look at it. And I tried. I really tried. Like, I ate a good bit of that first one. And it was so hard because that's, you know, like, I've had this conversation with folks before, and this has been the subject of vlogs, and I've read comments, and it seems like it's obviously a cultural thing. Even within the U.S., different cultures, like within the U.S., do not have problems with, like, the heads being there. I am not a part of one of those cultures, so it's very difficult for me.
You didn't grow up fishing, and your parents didn't go fishing, and...
Yeah, I mean, I
didn't either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to get grossed out, like, sometimes we'll get ground beef and there's a lot of liquid in it. Like when we take it out of the packaging to cook it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that bothers me. I'm like, no, not hungry now.
Yeah, I can't. Sorry, I saw this go by. I'm gonna scroll up to find it here. Platinum Pikachu said, Bones actively make me sick. I just can't eat things like chicken legs on the bone. See,
yeah, I don't like that either.
See, I grew up eating that. That's, well, I mean, that's also a southern thing, is getting, like, fried chicken. No problem. I will clean bones.
No.
And I remember, like, I knew that you weren't, like, super thrilled with that. But I remember the first time that I realized that people were, like, super actively opposed to it was, not to call her out, but Lindsay did not grow up doing that.
Yeah, Lindsay and I are the same way that way.
And we had gotten something somewhere, and, like, I remember looking at how she was eating the food, and I was like, oh, you're not even getting anywhere close to the bone. And she's like, I'm aware of that. And I was like, oh! So I have no problem doing that. And that might also be, like, that's, like, from growing up eating fried chicken, and then also being in high school and going and getting, like, chicken wings, and just, you know, you insert wing and you pull wing out, and there's nothing
The first
left.
time I made a whole chicken was in Colombia. I'd never made a whole chicken before.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like handling it.
I'm sorry.
That's why we never buy whole chicken anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, it's often just, it's a cultural thing. And even down to, I've seen a few people in chat now mentioning, you know, shrimp and prawns and stuff. Like, I cannot have the heads on it. I just can't. Whether it's served on its own or embossed or anything, like, I can't do that. And there have definitely been times where if I went to a place and I wasn't 100% sure, if I wasn't 100% sure I was going to be served, I would not order it. I would deliberately order something else because I can't do that. I just can't do it. Anyway, there's a lot of alerts that tie into all this, so let's start reading. Because
See, but then we go to Ireland and have, like, blood sausage, and we're like, oh, this is
that's
good.
That's fine. No problem with that.
Mentally, I know what it is, but if I don't think about it, I'm fine to eat it.
I don't care at all. Does the blood sausage have a face? No, don't care. There is such a separation in my head from animal and food.
Yeah.
And if as long as I make that distinction, I'm cool. And I think that's a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah. I have to not think about it.
But as long as I do that, I'm fine. Even things like fried calamari.
Yeah.
Like, I can eat that, and it's one of those things that I can eat it as long as I don't, like, inspect it. Which sounds bad. It sounds really bad, but, like, you know, if you pick up the fried calamari and you really look at it, that's when my brain starts going, you know what? Nah. But as long as I can just eat it without thinking about it, I'll be alright. Alright.
Moving on.
Yeah, well, we're gonna circle back because I know alerts are talking about this, but let's start reading. 500 bits. And the Petrus14 says, just hit 28 weeks into pregnancy today. Baby Anna is the size of a butternut squash. She's getting so big. Felt her kick for the first time last night, and it really set into perspective, just how close me and my wife are to our lives changing forever. Hope you guys are well. Enjoy y'all's breakfast. Well, continued congratulations. because that's really, really exciting. A butternut squash.
28 weeks.
Speaking of, since you mentioned it, we haven't had butternut squash in a while.
Yeah.
Because for a while, we were buying those and
That's because I like them.
And with brown sugar. They're good.
Yeah, sometimes I do it with curry.
Anyway, butternut
Curry
squash
powder?
is like...
No, they're bigger than that.
They're bigger than that?
They're...
I guess, yeah. Anyway, congrats. 23 months from Mech Mayhem, who says T-1.
Sorry. It's my own fault.
What'd you do?
Inhaled while I was drinking coffee.
Time to breathe.
Yeah, I do that.
23 months from Mech...
Jess.
Mech Mayhem, who says T-1 month to 2 years. Hope you're working on growing an extra pair of hands for the double clap when people reach the 2-year mark. Keep up the great work, grandparents. Love from Norway. Mech, thank you. And Mech, I believe, will be hitting 24 probably before anyone. Mech was the first Twitch subscriber. So certainly has the potential to be the first person to get the 2 as well. Thanks, Mech. 4 months from Paul Lempen. Appreciate it. 10 months from Ramen64. Thank you. 500 bits from Spark Strike 13. Good morning, grandparents. The Costco where I work currently has a giant box of Hello Panda, so guess what I'm having for breakfast this morning? You know what you could do? Just thought of it. You could put those in milk. And it wouldn't be that bad. Because you know... No,
I know where you're going, and I'm just thinking...
Hear me out. It's not a terrible choice. You know that cereal? Crave? Is that what it's called?
Something like that.
Crave is just Hello Panda. It's just Hello Panda. Someone tell me I'm wrong. Because I'm not.
The mini cookie cereal that is going viral. But isn't that Cookie Crisp?
Cookie Crisp, but smaller.
Maybe, like, that wasn't a UK thing.
What is Hello Panda? Hello Panda was also
like,
Koala Yummies for a
like
time.
Puffed cookie with chocolate filling.
Yeah, they're... It's hard to explain if people haven't had them before, but, like, if you've ever eaten Crave cereal, it's that. Crave is more sandpaper-like than Hello Panda.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Also, Crave is designed to be a cereal and flow than milk, and Hello Panda are not. But could you do it? Yeah, you could do it. You can do anything if you put your mind to it, and also you have milk.
Andrew said that people are baking small cookies and making cereal.
So they're making homemade Cookie Crisp.
Yeah.
Also, did anyone ever buy Cookie Crisp as a kid and there was no milk involved? It was just a box of cookies?
In college.
So not as a kid, but deliberately.
College was the first time I could get whatever I wanted.
Okay, yes. Quite a lot of yeses. Yeah, it's not the best way to eat cookies. There's definitely better cookies out there. But there is something fun about, like, just eating dry cereal, but the cereal is cookies. Also, Cookie Crisp is just cookies. That has got to be the epitome of, like, cereal insanity. Like, the slow build-up.
What about Oreos?
I mean, that's bad, too, but, like,
what's the other one?
The slow build-up of cereal becoming into, like, the sugary nonsense, but then at the apex is like, what if we just put cookies in a box? And everyone's like, what?
Was it Reese's Puff cereal? Is that the name of the cereal?
What about Reese's Puffs?
That seems like it's probably the most sugar-filled. I never could have that.
I don't know what that's based off of.
I don't
One
know.
of them's literally cookies in a box.
It seems like candy to me, but I never could have it.
They're not Reese Pieces.
But it's still peanut butter.
Oh my god,
They're
want
peanut
Reese
butter
Pieces.
flavored.
I gotta move on. 15 months at Tier 2 Gold Toast from Kikyo, who says, so happy to actually make it to one again. Attendance has been lacking a bit from work and moving, but happy to be here. Well, I hope that moving went okay, because moving is,
Not fun.
moving is not particularly
There's fun aspects, but most of it is just hard work.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're here, and I hope that things have been going well. 14 months from the Queen Steve, who says, yay, 14 months. We had 5 gift subs from Uchi Plays to Super HMC, Howdy It's Will, Pixisms, Entei70, and Biology Nerd. Thank you, Uchi. New bits from Joshua F36, Breakfast Bits!
I tried to drink too much that time.
You gotta be careful.
I'm done.
You finished your coffee?
Yeah.
It's probably for the best. Just don't drown on air. 10 months from Zelda Master 702. Morning, grandparents. Hope you're both having a great week. This week's been going good. We're starting to come near the end of July, and I'm actually really happy with where things are with work right now. Vlogs are caught up again after being behind for a few days while I was trying to juggle some other stuff, and I got that replacement drive in there.
Yeah.
So that's all been taken care of. And, yeah, that's good. And on Tuesday...
Oh, it's Thursday.
On Tuesday, there's...
I thought it was Tuesday.
There's a... Do you know what is on Tuesday?
Yes, Stephen. You told me last night as you got ready for bed.
Do you know what's on Tuesday?
Yes, Stephen, I know what's on Tuesday.
Chat, so helpful. Breakfast stream. Breakfast stream is on Tuesday. Not incorrect. Also, a camera event. I'm excited. I'm really excited. July's been such a good month for cameras. Such a good month for cameras. 396 bits from Somber Mink 91 with the Toast Star Rain. People are saying the F word. No. Not the F word. August for the F word. I feel fairly confident at this point to just say that. I can say that month. Be like, August. 11 months from Nintendo Master. Crunch. Can't wait until tomorrow's Breath of the Wild stream. Hope everyone has a good day. I also can't wait. What will we discover? Will I get shot? Maybe. And we still haven't had more than one death each, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's my thing. Who is next to have a death? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh yeah, Josh R2D2 says, interested to see what they reveal in the Xbox event today. That's right. Today at 12 Eastern is the Xbox event. Xbox event. So, I don't know if I'll tune into the event or if I'll just get like a recap after. I'll probably just get like a recap after. And then if there's anything that seems really interesting, I'll go watch the, whatever they show, the trailer. I don't know what they could show that would be like really, really exciting. Like there's a few things. Like I like that there's new Halo games. I haven't played them. Eventually we'll get to them. Psychonauts 2 is neat. Banjo 3?
I didn't watch Sumo Recap yesterday or today. Well, it came out this morning, but I gotta watch that. Because you were saying you're gonna watch maybe just the trailer recap? Yeah. Sorry. Chaz just sent it right before breakfast stream started and was like, hey, this match. And I'm like, oh boy.
Mao and Chaz and Thomas and some other folks are a part of Fantasy Sumo.
We're doing Fantasy Sumo League.
Fantasy Sumo League. You watch sumo and you win
and I am
points.
doing very badly. I don't know how I'm doing after last night.
Yeah. And Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon's also doing...
Brandon's doing good.
Fantasy Sumo. So yeah, I am not a part of Fantasy Sumo. But Mao and Co. are.
I've been losing 4 days in a row.
I don't dislike sumo. I like it, but
I haven't gotten the email
It's
yet.
really hard for me to like set aside the time to do it. Like as soon as I start just get the results.
Yeah.
I know, but I want to see it. And then as soon as I start doing that, my brain's like, oh, you should probably do this other thing.
You can just watch the recap. You don't have to watch it.
It literally can take potentially zero time.
We can watch it at lunch.
Is Steven just afraid of losing?
Yeah, the recap is like 20 minutes.
Maybe I'll get in on the next one. 17 months from Audoodle says, because of the streams, I played A Short Hike and Minute. I also played through Pikuniku, which really should be on the single stream list. It's very fun and silly. Short Hike is fantastic. I really like Minute a lot. Minute was super fun. But A Short Hike was, whatever year it was like my game of the year. I was like, that game is great. It's like a super, super good game that everyone should experience. Pikuniku I like too. It was weird. I think it is actually on my list of things to play. 15 months from Shy, who says, 15, that's one less than... Well, we'll just save that for next month. That was a combo sub and 300 bits from Shy. Shy, thank you. 300 bits from Nixelpad. I'm on my last 2 days of college right now, and I just have to watch 6 hours of videos and pretend to learn something so I can reflect on it, and I have to fluff up my portfolio. Let's go! One final push!
Almost done.
Early congratulations. That's fantastic. And I hope your portfolio gets fluffed. 2 months from L Strike X. Hey, Stephen DeMau, good morning. What are your thoughts on the Xbox Game Showcase happening later today? Well, I guess, you know, we just talked about that, but I don't have really any expectations. We'll see what happens. Like, there's not a whole lot of exclusives that I know of that I'm particularly pumped about. I don't have any, like, there's not any console that I feel personally that I favor more than the others. But as far as exclusive games, it typically goes Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft for me. So if there's third-party stuff that's coming to everything, it's not going to be as big of a deal. I'm going to be most interested in seeing any Xbox exclusive stuff that's like truly neat. And also, you know, I'm always interested to learn more about the Xbox itself, basically. Will there be a reaction video? No, I don't plan on doing a reaction video. But, you know, if there's enough to talk about on the vlog, I'd probably talk a little bit about it on the vlog. And yeah, like Elstrike says, most Xbox games are coming out on PC, which is a whole thing now. Like, for that reason, it may be a long time before I buy an Xbox. You know? Because I'm only going to buy one once I have a reason to do it. And if a lot of the exclusive stuff is coming to PC, there's not even a reason to actually own an Xbox. So, we'll see. We'll see. And the PS5. God, 2 systems this year? It's too many systems. 1 system a year. That's the limit. 300 bits from Platinum Pikachu. Just wanted to share with you that I'm having grilled cheese and tomato soup for lunch. In other words, a pizza. Enjoy your pizza. 100 bits from Gamer Girl, followed by 1,000 bits from Gamer Girl, who says, I love that shirt, Steven. I have the same one. I'm glad you like it. I wore this, I think I wore this for the first Breath of the Wild stream. I think. But I didn't want to wear it again. So I was like, I'll wear it today instead of tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll wear...
You can't repeat shirts.
It's illegal.
I don't remember what shirts I've worn every Friday, so... As soon as it's back, like, washed and on the hanger, like, shirt.
I mean...
I wore my Roots shirt today.
It's a good shirt.
Yeah.
I have a few... Do I have a few or just one Canadian shirt? You have a few Canadian shirts.
I have a few.
All these Canadian shirts. I've only been to Canada once.
And this was the only shirt we got.
Yeah.
Everything else people have mailed us.
Anyway. God, I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild. Your shirts are very Christmas themed. Yeah, I guess that was accidental. Oh man, hold on. Just want to see if this is still in here. Is it? Yeah, it is. It totally is. Da 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 da.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, and back to that. I thought that it was still in there. I was like, I think that logo is still just chilling in there. Turns out it was.
I wish it was that cool out for December. I was talking about that before you came upstairs, how it's like 100 today.
You wish it was December, aka 60 degrees.
Yeah.
300 bits from Waste and Aeon. When it comes to food, I think a lot also has to do with the cultural environment that you grow up in. For example, in Scandinavia, we love our salty licorice, and it's always fun watching foreigners trying it for the first time and reacting to all the salt. Yeah, I've been sent
salty licorice
several times, and it's not my favorite thing. It's not my favorite thing. And of course that goes, both ways, in every direction. I'm sure that there's a bunch of stuff that the U.S. is like, this is normal, and the rest of the world is like, what are you doing?
I was going to talk about red vines because of licorice. I love red vines.
It's like, well, you're currently doing it. I was going to talk about this thing.
I was just talking to an old friend about red vines because they also love red vines.
I mean, I like red vines. Yeah, y'all can have beans. Bean time. Have the beans. I think we had done super early beans and then late beans, and now beans are practically right on time again. Never know. When do they happen? I don't know. Everything's been flipped upside down. 300 bits from Aldo says, I can't think of a better way to start my morning than meeting up with my grandparents for some good old S&M. Hashtag family friendly. Some good old Stephen and Mao. That's what that stands for. And not anything else. 300 bits from Shy. On the subject of food, is there anything you eat and or the way that you eat it that makes people go, why? For me, it's the way I eat kiwi. I just eat
the peel.
Eat the peel. And eat it whole. This grosses many people out since the fuzz on the peel is such a big turnoff for them to even try. But the peel, like so many other fruits, is packed with so much flavor, it's actually ridiculous to me at this point to not eat it. So, a very fun fact, and this might be on the vlog, because I was vlogging at the point that I did this, I think. The first time I ever had a kiwi was in college, and I ate the peel. I ate it like an apple.
Yeah. I can't eat the peel. It's like sandpaper.
I had went with. I remember going with Alex because Alex was the one that had the huge reaction to all of this, and so I probably also went with Dan and Taylor. But I remember we had went to Walmart. We'd picked up some stuff, and we were looking at fruit. And I was like, I've never had kiwi, and Alex was like, hey, kiwi's really good. And I was like, okay. So then I took it home, or took it back to the dorm, and I just ate it. And Alex had a very visceral reaction to this. So, if that's on the vlog, I'm not sure what day that is. That would be really, really early. But yeah.
See, I used to cut them in half.
I don't do that now though. I don't eat the skins
peel
now.
now.
But that could I? Probably. What were you saying?
I used to cut them in half and use a grapefruit spoon, which is like a serrated spoon.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
To scoop it out. And I remember one time I was doing that, and my mom's boyfriend was over, and he, freaked out. He's like, that's not how you do it. I'm like, I'm doing it just fine. This is how I've always done it. And he, yelled at me over it. I was like... And I'm, 14. I'm not even, 6 or something. I'm, a teenager.
Weird control freak.
I know.
I think that's the most efficient way to eat.
To scoop it out?
Yeah. You cut a kiwi in half and you use the spoon and you scoop it out. Yeah. I'm being very understanding of the fact that 99% of the population are not going to eat the skin. Fair. But if you're eating it otherwise, the most efficient way, chop in half, use a spoon. Yeah. And be very careful.
You can peel them. With a potato peeler. If you wanted. That just seems like so much more work.
I guess. Because, the only thing I would say be careful for is that there's been times I've done that exact thing to kiwi. And as I am... you have to apply a little pressure, and there's been times I've literally flung it across the room. So, you gotta,
That's why I use the serrated spoon, because it...
That's smart! That's really smart. You gotta be careful with it.
Anyway, is there anything else that you eat that's strange, like the way you eat it?
Maybe.
Pickles and mustard?
I mean, that's just a weird combo.
Yeah.
And it's not even that
Thanks.
weird.
See, I like pickles and cheddar cheese.
All these people and their egg pinions. Pickles and cheese?
Yeah, like you have a block of cheddar and you cut off a piece and put it on top of a half pickle and eat it.
That's weirder than pickles and mustard. I think pickles and mustard go together. Pickles and mustard are the foundation of a Cuban.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from like the meat, but pickles and mustard have always gone together. And they give that to you in like Jewish delis.
Yeah.
They bring over like the
place
little
we went in Houston. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that place was amazing. Oh, that place! It was literally, aside from the place that we went in New York, it was the most expensive sandwich I've ever bought.
Yeah.
That sandwich
It was really good though.
I think it was like $18 for a sandwich, but it was a sandwich that was clearly intended to be eaten by like 2 people, which I don't think we realized at the time, because we were with Seth, and I don't think he really told us that.
No.
We each bought our own sandwich, and then we were like, oh my God, it's good. It was good. That's also on the vlog. God, remember when we did the road trip? That was 2014, right?
Yeah.
We'll take another road trip at some point. No, it's just go big or go home. I mean, so there was that place in Houston.
We really like going to delis and getting sandwiches.
Yeah, like the 2 times I've been to like super authentic, well-known Jewish delis. One was in Houston, and one was Katz.
In New York.
In New York. And both of those, oh Jesus. Like, the sandwich, like, it's not even I'm not even joking. The sandwich is like that tall. And you're like, is this allowed? Like, are we going to be arrested for eating something that's that big? That was good. Anyway, 3 bits from Andrew in the kitchen. On Tuesday, we learned about Colin. So time for more UK food education. Toad in the hole in the UK is sausages cooked in Yorkshire pudding batter, usually served with gravy and not egg in bread, which is what it seems to be. Also, I want to inform you about Chip Buddies, freshly cooked chips inside a bread roll. We love a double carb bonanza. So toad in the hole is an expression that I'm not actually all that familiar with. Putting an egg in bread.
See, that's
is
what I think of when I hear that, but that's the UK version.
Okay. So, putting an egg in bread, that has a different name. And I'm trying to think of what it is. Egg in the nest, egg in the frame, egg in a basket?
Maybe.
I'm thinking like egg in a basket, so that might be another variation on it. Yeah, okay. Egg in a basket. That's what I'm thinking. So that's what I would call it. But there must be other...
This is a chip, buddy. Here's another one.
I don't know, man. The idea of throwing French fries on bread and being like, "Yep," it's just so bizarre to me. Like, I'm not against it, but that is strange. But it's fun to learn about these sorts of things, because these are the sorts of things that even like it's hard to seek this stuff out too. Like if you were going to a different country, you may not know enough about this sort of thing to like find it and order it. Mm-hmm. So you have to have people tell you about them. Anyway, you know who would love to put French fries on bread? My father. With just a ton of ketchup. And now that he knows that that's a real thing, he'll be like, well, that's what I'm going to make. That's what I want to eat. 300 bits from Danny X6. In 7th grade, we dissected squids, cut off the mantle, fried it, and ate it. I don't have too much of a problem separating animal from food. I mean, if you can do it, power to you. You know, I've kind of concluded at 31 that how I am now is probably going to be how I'm going to be. And, yeah, that's all right. Like, I'm willing to try a lot of foods, but that's the one thing I can't do. I don't have that separation. If it looks like what it was before it was food, then my brain's like, nah.
Steven and Friends is starting up.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you've ever wanted the track name, there you go. Left you into. It's just funny. 300 bits from Anne, who says, I just got the best look ever from the roommate as I walked into her room where she is working, handed her a small bottle of red wine, and asked her to open it for me. For the record, I'm putting it in the crock pot for dinner, but her look of shock was hilarious. 10 out of 10 would do again. Hey, can you open this for me? Anne, it's 9 in the morning. Getting started early. On the crock pot. 17 months from Kate Carvin, who just says, Yaha! 300 bits from Murmur. Speaking of super sugary breakfast, there's a great video on YouTube by Johnny Harris about how American breakfast is turned into dessert. Would highly recommend. Is that the one we watched?
That is the one we watched.
I've actually
But
seen
he did talk about maybe doing a second video where he shows the breakfast he's been making.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how weird American breakfast must appear to other parts of the world. I love American breakfast. It's always been my favorite meal.
You like a diner breakfast.
I love diner breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Growing up and like going to IHOP and Perkins,
and yeah.
like all of those places where I could get breakfast at dinner, that was always my favorite thing.
People said, what video? Johnny, Johnnny Harris.
Yeah. It's it basically just kind of talks about some of the evolution into sugary breakfast cereal stuff. I've not watched a lot of Johnny's
other stuff,
solo stuff.
Yeah, we like his Borders videos.
He's done a few Borders series where he goes to different countries and talks about like the border conflicts in those specific countries, and I found that really interesting. But
Noah has the video for breakfast.
There you go. Yeah, breakfast is great. 10 months from Nemo from the Hills. Yesterday's 8-year vlog was a trip. I sent mail 7 years ago asking how mouse plants were doing. How time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, it was fun to read the
comments.
The comments, and so many people are like, "Oh my god, the plant is still alive?" And they're like, "Yeah, the plant is still alive." Oh snap!
Milk.
Look at all that milk. That is a lot of milk. 20 gift subs, courtesy of Hemi-powered Hero Chow. Hero Chow, thank you. That is a great deal. That is a great deal of subs. I'll be reading those exact subs very soon as I continue on my journey of reading the alerts this morning. Drowning! What's a child drive? A Dodge Ram. 500 bits from Mr. Game Boy. So, I've been back in the office at work for a day or two, and it's been like 3 months since I've been in the office, been working from home. It's such a strange feeling being back in. I know you two won't run into this, but did anyone else in chat run into this? Question, though, if COVID just disappeared tomorrow, what would be the first thing you would do? Let Thomas lick my face, I guess. I think I owe him that. Yeah, trying to think of anyone that we know who works in an office setting.
I mean, we do know someone that recently went back to their job for the first time.
Yeah.
But it's not an office.
Yeah.
And they said it was very strange to go back. Mm-hmm. And there's been precautions put in place. Yeah, Paul kinda too. Paul only recently went back to the office.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. God, it's been a...
If it disappeared tomorrow, we'd probably start by going to see your parents and Dan and Lindsay.
Yeah,
and
yeah. So
our friends here, and then we'd probably get in our car and go see Thomas and Alex and Haley, and then Chaz and Jeff, and just circle around.
I mean, I've already decided that, like, when things are safe enough to do things consistently, like whenever a vaccine's widely distributed or whatnot, like the first thing I want to do is I want to have like dinner with my parents every night for like a week.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I want to do. And then beyond that, I want to start seeing folks.
Yeah.
I've missed folks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back into Player's Choice. I'm going to go back into Player's Choice and lick every game. It's the first thing I'm going to do. I mean, so I gotta shout out Roland again for, helping us out so much. We're going to see him again today.
Yeah.
We've almost kind of been doing a Lunch Bunch thing, because Lunch Bunch historically had happened on Thursday.
Yeah.
And for the past 3 weeks, we've had, I mean, not everybody, but we've had Dan, Lindsay, and Roland over.
Yeah.
And we'll be seeing them again tonight, because I got to drop mail off to Dan, so I'm going to give it to him. And then Roland has more Wii games. I'm not sure how many he picked up, but I think that we're probably within the final 200. The last 200 Wii games to collect. And I'm probably gonna have to make a vlog that's like just explicitly asking for help
to get the last few.
Yeah, because what's happened now is when Roland was first going out, he was getting like a lot of games, but now that there's so few remaining, the odds of like getting the specific ones is diminished so much, because there's 1,266 Wii games. So when you get down to the final 200, the odds of finding a new game when you go into a store have diminished a lot. So I had to do that back in the GameCube when we were down to the last like 70.
It's like collecting fossils in Animal Crossing. That last one.
Yeah. Gerber says, is the online list up to date? Yes. We recorded May and June mail a little bit ago, and the list is currently 100% up to date. So yeah, if anyone has old Wii games that they do not play anymore and you don't mind sending them our way, check that list just to see if you have anything that matches up. We'd appreciate it. And it's not even that the stuff on there is like particularly, rare, hard to find, etc. Although there are some on there that are like that. It's just when you have that many games, trying to find them is hard. And if there's one thing I learned from collecting GameCube, it's that a lot of the games are regional.
Yeah.
There are games that I never, ever saw in the Southeast, like, that were super rare to me. And when we started traveling up the coast, they're everywhere. And I was like, what is this game? And why do I keep seeing it? Because the first time I saw them in the store, it was like, Mal, they have this game. And then I would buy it, and then it was like every store that we went to after that, I was like, oh, it's everywhere up here. Oh.
I mean, for example, you don't find many hockey teams down south.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And hockey isn't really a big thing down here, but we found a ton of hockey games up in the Northeast.
Yeah. It's, and I can't help but wonder if when they're doing distribution for games, if that's a very specific targeted thing.
Yeah.
Like they're thinking about specific parts of the country and like, oh, well, we're going to send a lot more copies to this part of the country because this makes more sense. So, I don't know. It's been interesting. Collecting Wii has been a lot weirder for me than GameCube too, because I have not been doing a lot of the individual collecting now.
Yeah.
Because Roland is just bringing stuff to us. Before this, I had been. It was fun to go into stores and just be like, I need these 50 games. 21 months from Kami. My baby is old enough to drink now. I finally made it to a brekkie stream. I've been sick recently, but watching y'all has kept me going. Thank you. I'm sorry that you've been feeling poorly, but hopefully you'll get to be feeling better soon. And hey, brekkie helps. No real science behind that statement, but it makes me feel better. So maybe it'll make you feel better too. 2 months from Opal Siren. Appreciate it. 300 bits from Senhal. Apropos shirts, can I interest you in a Nintendo Switch? I'm sorry, I just had to give you a taste of what my internet has looked like since I confessed an interest in buying one. Oddly enough, everyone wants to sell me a Switch plus Ring Fit Adventure, which I fear might be a hint during these lazy coronavirus days. Both Switches and Ring Fit Adventure have been hard to get a hold of. So, for you and then anyone else interested in, picking one up, I wish you luck, because they have been definitely in and out of stock a lot.
Our local Walmart had one because someone was telling me locally, they were like, I thought about going to get it. But then they said they checked online later and it was out.
Yeah. I know we talked about it before, but there's a Twitter account called Cheap Ass Gamer, and they do a pretty good job. I mean, of just giving you game deals, but also letting folks know when those things are available online again.
Yeah. At
various retailers. So
there's an Animal Crossing account I follow that's been tweeting lately. Maybe not Ring Fit, but Switches.
Wario 64 is a good one as well. Yeah, I think is Wario 64 one of the people that runs Cheap Ass Gamer? Maybe, or maybe they're not the exact same people. I felt like they were in contact or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's another good one.
AC Pocket News tweets a lot about Switches.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's impossible to get one. It's just more difficult than it should be. 500 bits from Murmur says, speaking of weird American food, I'm from the Cincinnati area, and whenever I introduce friends to Cincinnati-style chili or goetta, they are very confused.
Paul has taught us about Cincinnati chili.
Yeah, we've never had it, but we've learned about it. And that's another thing that... There's so many things just in the U.S. I want to try, and I haven't had a chance to. So, maybe at some point, we'll be able to... I mean, we know we'll be back to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We got places to be in that area. At some point. 500 bits from Sparks15. Let's talk cameras. Sorry, chat. What is the number one thing from the A7S 3 event that you want to see? I think I remember you mentioning IBIS when we talked about it on Discord. Anything else that you're hoping for? The most important things to me is definitely solid stabilization. Since the current camera I use does not have the level of stabilization that I'd really like to see. 10-bit internal recording at 422, which I know it's going to do for sure. The question is at what level? Probably 4K 60. If the camera shoots 4K 120 at all, especially internally, that'd be fantastic. I would love that. It'd be really nice to have tools, to have access to waveforms. I don't know. I don't think we'll get those. The Canon EOS R5 did not get those, but it would be nice. Did you just type into? Some people like the camera talk. Have you know? Some people like it. Anyway, it just... We'll learn more on Tuesday. And, go from there. One of the things that is I was looking into the R5 and the R6. Both are great cameras, but one of the things is, there's not unlimited record time, which is just such a weird thing to me. It's definitely a feature I've used a lot on the Sony. And, I feel like whatever the next vlog camera would be, I'd probably certainly want something with unlimited record time again, so.
You call him.
You up here? Come here.
Come on, Kippy.
There he goes. Come on up. Howdy, bud. I like talking about cameras. It's again July. July has literally been the best month of the year for cameras. So you know, Adoodle says, wouldn't unlimited record time just be like a flag they set? So historically, I don't know if it still works this way. I mean, it might still, but one of the big things for the longest time was that cameras couldn't record for longer than 29 minutes and 59 seconds. Because if they recorded for 30 minutes straight, the classification changed from photo camera to video camera, and like the taxes or something changed on it. So what would happen is they would deliberately put this time limit of 29.59 in because it helped them avoid having to pay this additional fee that they would have to pay if it was a video camera.
So a similar story, there's a famous art history piece by Brancusi called Bird in Space, and it's like this gold kind of curved thing. And when they brought it here to be in a museum, U.S. Customs were like, you gotta pay for art tax. And they were like, but what if we call it a kitchen utensil? So they taxed them based on a kitchen utensil instead of an art piece.
That is actually relatable. That's actually very relatable. Anyway, you can get around the record limit. I mean, if you've historically had a Canon, you could do, what's it called? Magic Lantern, where you hack the firmware. That's one way. It's not that the camera's physically incapable of doing it, although some cameras overheat and can't. But it's just a limit thing that they do. You can also buy a external recorder. Throw a Ninja on it and capture that way. But again, if you don't have to buy a Ninja, it would be better if it did it inside the freaking camera. Because generally, when you spend, 4 digits on a camera, you don't want to then be like, and now I'll spend 500 more for an external recorder. If you don't have to. 400 bits from Marty Griff, who says, we have a show here in Ireland where every Christmas they do a Christmas toy show with toys, songs, and kids. Well, because of the current situation, there is a lot of repeat. So last Sunday, there was a best of toy show songs. That's interesting. It's also kind of interesting that they're doing the reruns of Christmas Toy Show in July. But I guess Christmas in July is like a worldwide phenomenon.
I don't
Who's to blame? QVC?
Yeah, I bet.
QVC. What are you doing? 300 bits from Item Crafting Live. The outside of the kiwi is usually not eaten since most people don't find it appealing. Insert Final Fantasy X Titus laugh here. 300 bits from Yoshino-san 9. I'm moving to KC, Kansas City, the end of the next month, and got all my furniture for my apartment. Super excited to get down there. Graduation got pushed back again, but I'm taking my time, and it'll happen eventually. Well, good luck with your move, first and foremost. And if you got all your furniture taken care of, I mean, that's a large part of it.
Yeah.
So that's good. The furniture part can be a big headache. So if you got that going all right already, then...
That's the heavy stuff.
Yeah. And then it's just a matter of, like, making sure you pack everything, and then there's the unloading. God, the unloading. 10 months from Anna Banana Bread. Good morning, grandparents. Been struggling with anxiety recently, but today is a good day. Got an iPad for digital art, and tomorrow's the Breath of the Wild stream. Also, Taylor Swift releases a new album at midnight, and I am hyped for that. I don't know a whole lot about Taylor Swift and her music, but I did see that was trending on Twitter when I woke up this morning. I looked at Twitter, and I was like, what is this? And it was like, yeah, Taylor Swift just dropping an album. And I was like, what? Probably a good time. People can always use a pick-me-up, and if
Yeah.
you like Taylor Swift's music, then in the middle of a pandemic seems good. Seems like a good time for that. And I'm excited for Breath of the Wild, too.
I'm excited for Breath of the Wild.
I know a few Taylor Swift songs. Shake It Off is it's the only one, actually. Remember the one that I mentioned the other day? 22. I don't know how the song goes. I just know that that's the name of the song. When I was 22, it was a very good year. It was a very good year to shake it all off. It's not the right song, is it? 16 months from Goombario. 16. Goombario, thank you. We finally got to those 20 subs from Hemi-Powered Hero Chow. They went to Penguin Frog, Sir Air Dude, Blanco, K-Moo, Riku Hyung, Shopkeeper Cat, Pupsnap Gaming, Hypnoshine, Berkey16, I Am Not a Rookodial. Oh, I Am Not a Crocodile. I am not a crocodile. Prancer OG, JJ Master 1822, Freebie, the SBF, Samaria Moon, Charlie Neo, Dragon Tamer 2002, DJ Moore 15, Bellringer 25, and Cold Phazon. Emmy, thank you.
Dippy, come
So
here.
much milk this morning.
Come here, Dippy.
11 months from VDrummer514. Appreciate it. Also 11 months from Binge Gamer, who says, good morning. I recently beat The Last of Us Remastered and really loved the story. Wanted to see what your favorite video game story is. Most recently, because trying to think about everything is very hard. Most recently, Red Dead Redemption 2. Most recently. Obviously, there's other games I've played since then, but I don't think anything has probably stuck with me and has been, I think, as powerful as Red Dead Redemption 2. And then looking at the scope of all the games I have played, I really like Mother 3,
Yeah.
and I think Mother 3 is worth experiencing.
And Last of Us is good.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I like Last of Us. I like stories like that. But yeah, I would recommend everyone experience Mother 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2. It's real good. Hey,
Huh.
theoretically next month when it's done and I can bring the Xbox downstairs, you can play Red Dead.
I could.
If you want. 200 bits from Wizard Grad Student. Wizard Grad Student, thank you. 300 from Yoshina Sun 9. What is the best airline food you've had? I flew Iberia back to the States and they had the best small breakfast I've ever had. Wish I took a picture before I ate it all.
The best thing was when we went to Japan.
Yeah, JAL
Yeah.
had
It was
really good airline
the
food.
trip we took with Lindsay and Dan and Alex and Haley. Chaz and Jeff were on the trip, but not on our flight.
Yeah, Japan Airlines had extremely good airline food.
We got ice cream.
It was real
And
good.
like the fruit was cut into cubes and it was just
I also feel like
And
when
then we
we
were-
went to Ireland, the food was good on the plane too.
it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I mean,
Those
we were
were-
in economy for all of those and it was still really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. That's probably my favorite. I'm trying to think of like what the worst airline food I've ever had is. It's just the beginning of a Jerry Seinfeld joke.
I mean, there's not many times we get a full
That's
course
true.
on a flight anymore.
You basically have to be flying
International. Yeah.
If you're not flying international, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Even when you fly, across the country, you don't get anything.
Well, most of the time we have a layover somewhere to make it not fully across the country.
There's been times we flew from like Charleston to Seattle, and it's like you get a drink.
Not direct though, right?
No, there has been.
Okay.
Because I remember thinking that and being like, shouldn't we get like a sandwich? And they're like, you can buy a sandwich for $8. I'm like,
There was one thing we
Okay.
got that I didn't like. And it was on one of our domestic flights in China. They gave us some roll, and it was like
Oh, yeah.
partially frozen.
We still
But
never
that was
figured
part
out.
of it, that it was partially frozen.
We
that I
never
didn't like
figured
it.
out what that was.
No, the filling was
It wasn't really a filling.
partially frozen, and also I didn't like the taste of it.
It was like the inside was granular and orange.
Yeah.
And I was so hungry that I ate it. But I remember
regret it?
I remember eating it and thinking, I don't really particularly prefer this. It was not.
Was it sweet or savory? Savory.
It was. I don't know exactly how to explain it. It felt wrong. A little bit. Pork floss? Look up pork floss.
That's, yeah. Yes, that was it.
Let me see. I want to see. Is that it?
That looks like it.
But it was in a bread roll. It was
Yeah,
in a bread
that's
roll.
definitely it.
Yeah, that must be it. It was in a bread roll. There wasn't a lot of it.
And it was like partially frozen?
It was partially frozen, and then, it was just like the inside was just a little bit orange. Mm-hmm. And it was, I wouldn't have requested it. But they came around and they gave everyone, a prepackaged one, and I was like, this is very cold. And then I ate it, and I was hungry, so it was exactly what I needed right then.
I mean, we had food like on our international flights to China that was good. It was just that roll I didn't like.
Well, a lot of what I remember about flights to and from and in China are just Dragon Quest.
Because you played Dragon Quest the whole
Because I
time.
beat Dragon Quest 1 and 2. God, Dragon Quest 2 is hard. 30 bits from Tipsy Tosh. Remember from last time. Me and my sister were talking about cereal not too long ago. Not sure if you're aware, but there is a cereal that is literally just Twinkies. And kids today would eat that stuff up. Then my mom said we used to be the same way when we were kids, and now that we're older, we prefer cereals like Raisin Bran and Honey Bunches of Oats.
I've seen the donuts and the Twinkie cereal, but didn't try them.
I haven't seen a Twinkie cereal, although I don't... That doesn't surprise me, basically.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure. Anything is possible, truly. Yeah, I still like sweet cereals, but as a whole, I prefer more savory stuff. That said, when I'm finally craving cereal to the point to actually buy some, what do I buy? Friggin' Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Or Crunch Berries.
Yeah, but it's sugar.
Yeah.
I don't buy a whole lot of cold cereal for milk, but if I'm going to buy it, I'm going in, man. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, no pun intended, because I am gonna sugarcoat this. I'm just gonna buy sugar cereal.
Oops, all sugar.
Oops, all sugar. 300 bits from Noah. Costaciella kuroshime, aka leaf slug or leaf sheep, is a species of sea slug that is one of the few animals that can undergo photosynthesis. It does this by retaining the chloroplast from the algae it ingests. I hear also that if you ingest them, they give you powers. Or maybe you have to first... Maybe you have to first give them to little girls. Maybe that's how you get the powers. I don't know. Now I'm fuzzy on the plot details.
Of Bioshock?
Of Bioshock. Like, how does it work?
So if you...
Something about sea slugs.
I don't know, this seems like some sort of symbiotic relationship where it eats the algae and then it makes it part of itself.
Well, that's what a lot of nature is. It's things working in tandem.
Yeah.
That's why things that are around right now are around, is because they are getting something off of something else.
Good point, Noah. I don't think the algae benefits from it.
Algae benefits from being eaten because... fetish. Sub from Israel Vasquez, welcome. 300 bits from Silver JD. Y'all may not remember me telling you this, but I've been working in a tool room since April doing absolutely nothing. Last week I told my boss I would be quitting, and now they moved me to a new department where I will be doing office work again. Have a coworker to talk to, and will be working a full 40 hours just to keep me. I'm so excited.
Cool.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. It's nice. I think it'd probably be nice most of all because, like, you would feel valued? Like, to be like, hey, I'm not doing anything, I can't take this, I'm quitting. To then your boss be like, we want to keep you so badly, we're going to give you 40 hours in a completely different department. Is great. That's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Fantastic. Oh, God. Enjoying being eaten. Fish. Do you enjoy being eaten? That means you are food. Is it feeling something? Is it feeling really good? That's because you are food on a plate. As long as you don't start talking and say, yeah, that feels great. Yeah, that feels great. I think we stayed within the boundaries of family friendly there. That was 5,000 bits from Danny X6.
You got the itch ear?
If your food on the plate starts talking, consult
Oh, bye, bud.
a physician or the chef. Waiter, there's a fly in my soup. Oh, I'm sorry about that. No, that's not the problem. The problem is he's saying obscenities at me. Oh, okay. We'll take care of that. 21 months from Jam, who says, Streak! In my head, I'm imagining this camera talk I just arrived at is about the Zelda camera, and Steven is an NPC in Zelda nerding about cameras, while Mal talks art and sets everything on fire. That's one thing that we can come together to be both happy about, and that is setting everything on fire. We gotta try to do more stuff with the Zelda camera, but it also has an in-game purpose, too,
yeah.
So we'll be doing more with it. Maybe if we see a pretty landscape, my brain will trigger to remember to actually
use the camera.
Yeah. 300 bits. We had a few star rains here. 300 bits from SomberMink91 with the star rain, and then immediately 300 from Hogra, Dr. Robotnik, and Yoshi. 100 bits from Gadzooks. Appreciate it. 300 from Paint Chipper, who says, good morning. Slept in a bit, but I made it to breakfast stream. You're here.
I wanted to sleep in a bit.
You did. You
Longer.
did.
More.
So I
know how much time I need to get up and get ready.
I wake up at 8:15. This morning was a special case. I woke up at 6 and I could not get back to sleep. So I've actually been up since 6. But I normally wake up at 8:15. But when I got up, I come up here and I start getting things set up. And Kepler was just...
Feed me.
Mm-hmm. And Mal feeds him on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. But Mal doesn't get up until, like, what, 8:25?
Yeah.
Well, I'm up here, and it's almost 8:40. And Kep is still looking at me like... And I'm like... Where is your mother? So I go downstairs. Yeah. So I go downstairs, and I look in the bedroom, and Mal is, like, in the bed, but, like, starting to sit up, and I'm like... The cat wants to eat the food. So you slept in a little bit too.
A little bit.
A little bit. 11 months from the Master Sword 97. One more month into a year of toast. That's exciting. Get to turn those pluses into a number. 300 bits from Jam also says, but what about the story of Breath of the Wild where a crazy 4-inch man who just woke up, sets fire to random things, spams magic bombs, scream crouches at spider things, advertises a game console no one can buy, even in Sheikah stores, and humps doors suggestively. Looking forward to tomorrow, especially since I got so much done lately. Just need a cooling spell so I can clean the central air without dying of sweats. And I bought my 3rd stay-at-home plant. Am I a plant person now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It officially happens at 3.
We have 3. We have 4.
We have 4 orchids?
No, we have 3 orchids. We have another plant that's not an orchid. The lithip? I have 3
Oh.
locals.
That's barely a
They're
plant.
a succulent.
That's more of a rock.
I mean, yeah, they get watered once a year.
I don't know, man. If you're only getting water once a year, are you really a plant? I don't know. Does that count? Doesn't seem like it.
I need more
Anyway.
plants.
Look at this door. Does it have a lump? No, my friend Jerry. We call that a hump. If you have a hump on your door, that is bad. If it hits you in the tummy, it'll make you mad. It will make you mad. I tried so hard to deviate away from that.
Yeah.
Was the song a success? Yeah. Was
Well,
the deviation a success? Yes.
I thought the bump on the door was going to be Link, because he's just like Spider Link on the door.
Those 5,000 bits from Danny X6 humping doors, hashtag family friendly. I was like, how do I get away from this? Because I knew that if I started on that line of thought, that it would only be bad. I was like, the door has a hump in it. It's like you're in a bumper car and it's stuck to the right, but you're like, no, no, no. That was me steering my bumper car.
I don't like this song. Is it just...
Back of the room. Oh God. Just yell ah on monotone start to finish.
I thought you were going to do it in time to the music.
I was thinking about that, but then I was like, I'll just hold it. Man, I could have went so much longer. Like, I was getting near the end, I was like, man, I could do this. I could do this forever. It was 5,000 from Hograth, who said, just yell ah on monotone, start to finish, breathe when you need to. I think I did pretty good staying on the note, too. Who knows what'll happen?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Every day.
Every day of my life. 5 months from Juliet 27. Woo, 5 months. That's like half of 10. The math don't lie on that. Juliet, thank you. It's like half of 10. And 100 bits from Famine GT. Man, appreciate it. I just remembered I had a dream, and I wanted to tell it before I forgot it.
Yeah.
So when I woke up at 6, I woke up because someone was snoring. And it wasn't Mal. And it wasn't me. At my feet was Kepler, who was snoring so loudly that he woke me up. It woke me up, and I sat there for a minute, and I was like, is Mal snoring? And then I just laid there, and I realized
It was coming from your
it's
feet.
Kepler. Kepler is snoring so loud that it woke me up. Thomas says, is that the dream? No, that's not the dream. I could go on so much longer. I don't know if that was the same thing as what I did the first time.
Thomas says, oh, I missed something? Bye.
Ironically, that is what made me, that's what made me super dizzy. It was 5,000 from Danny X6. 5,000 from Gadzooks. Hoedown about Drew Carey. Don't you know he hosted that show for a while? Every time he was speaking, he'd make me smile. He is a man. He is great. I forget his name. Is it too late to start again? His name is Drew Carey. My brain was trying to remember his name near the end of the song. It's like, he's so great. I loved him on the show. Can't remember the name of the show. Also can't remember his name.
Or any other shows he was on.
Or any other show.
One show was just his name.
Shut up, I know. I was trying to think of the name of the show because I was going to be in the first line, and I was like, the show is called Hoedown. And my brain's like, no, it's not, honey. And it was like, do I have time to think of the name? Nope, move on. And I was like, okay, well, at least say his name. What's his name? Don't know. It's impossible. My favorite show, Hoedown, starring Great Guy. Gosh darn it. I could not think of the show. It's like, what is the show? The show that did the Hoedown. Is it called Hoedown? I guess. I think the saddest part of all of this is that in Gadzook's message was Hoedown about Drew Carey. I read it and then immediately forgot his name. Probably because I used all my mind juice trying to recall the name of the show. What is that show called? Hoedown, I guess. Who knows? Gadzooks, thank you. And I'm sorry. Oh, I hadn't finished the dream. Let me tell you about this dream. I hadn't told you about this dream.
So Kepler was snoring.
Kepler was snoring. That's how I woke up. When I woke up, I was laying in bed, and I had just had a dream. And I was thinking about this dream, and in the dream there was a song, and was it
Hoedown?
It was not Hoedown. And I recalled the dream. In the dream, me and my dad are in the car. Dad is driving. I'm in the passenger seat. And we had went to Burger King to get breakfast, and we're bringing it back to the house. I was at my parents' house. So I was my current age. I don't know where you were. Maybe you were waiting at the house. So a song came on the radio, and I was like, oh, this is a Really Good Day Might Be Giant song. So I turn it up, and it's this song about. It's a song about like a fly, and the fly has the fly like is giving off, I don't know what it is, like carbon dioxide or something, and it's about something, I don't know, and the song made sense, and it was like this beautiful tapestry of like how it was talking about how like the fly like gave off this thing, and the other animals like they wanted it and they were attracted to it, but it was like killing them slowly or something. That was the song. And then it got to the chorus, and there was this chorus that I now have forgotten, but it was very, very vivid whenever I woke up. It was something close. And it was something about like, you know, these pheromones or whatever, but then it was like, that was the one part of it, and then the other part of it was like, the animal was dying, so it was close. So it was like the start of life and then closing the life. Anyway, that was this chorus, and it was like really catchy. And I remember in the dream, like thinking very intently about this song and being like, you know, I've never really like listened hardcore to this song, but I was like, man, this song's like really good. Like John and John did a really good job with this song. And then like we pulled into the driveway, and then I heard the Kep snoring, and I woke up. I was laying in bed, and I was replaying the chorus in my head, and I was like, I can't remember what the first word was. It was a 2-word chorus, and now I forgot one of the words, but it was something close, and I just kept laying there going, yeah, something close, close, and then suddenly my brain was like, checking records. This isn't a song, and I was like, what? Make up a new song about your dream song. The fly will give you the pheromones that you need. You will be sucking up them harder than any weed. But the thing is that once you do it, then you will die. Then the fly will feast on your corpse as it is waving by. Need, and then... I couldn't come up with a rhyme. 5,001 bits from Mr. Gameboy 18 says, make up a new song about your dream song. It's pretty well. It was basically about it was a fly and it gives off this pheromones and then the animals eat it or they suck it up and they're like, oh, I like this is good, and then they die. Anyway, I was laying there and it took me like 10 minutes repeating this in my head.
Aren't pheromones just like a smell?
I don't. They were bad, and they were bad pheromone smell. Bad pheromones. So anyway, it took me like 10 minutes to figure out that that wasn't a real song. Because up to that point, I was like, that's a real song. And then finally, my brain was like, oh my god, that's not a real song. And then I was trying so hard to commit to memory the chorus.
And all you remember is clothes.
It was literally 2 words, and I've recalled 1. And the other word, I think, started with an S. And, like, I was laying in bed, and I was like, oh man, I could tell this on Breakfast Stream. I gotta remember this story. Just don't forget the chorus. And then, of course, I did. Anyway, I'm realizing now that there's certainly context that was probably necessary to make that story better. But they tried. It was just a very realistic...
Until Kepler was snoring.
It was a very realistic dream. Like, in the dream, the song, like, made sense, and, like, the verses made sense, and I was like, whoa, this is, like, really good. And then I was, like, really proud of Dream Self for making this song up. But then whenever I was awake, I couldn't remember the stupid song. Were the 2 words Drew and Carrie. No! Anyway. I even got up to pee at 6, and I was on the toilet, and I was thinking, like, don't forget these words.
You could have written them down.
I didn't think I would forget 2 words. And then, yet I did. Go on a drive with your father. Maybe the song will come up. It might. Anyway, 300 bits from Andrew in the kitchen. I think we've gone this entire stream without talking about Supermarket Sweep, and I think that should change. Please amend this. Thank you in advance. We're still watching it.
Supermarket Sweep!
We're still watching it. Still debating what is the most appropriate, like, strategy. So one of the things, actually, that Mal and I have talked about a lot is that there's so much potential in, like, the medicine and the...
Health and beauty
section. Yeah. That it feels like a lot of people don't utilize.
Yeah.
But we watched one yesterday where... Like,
the girl was like going to school to
be
a hairdresser.
She was like a hairdresser, and she went into that aisle, and did they win?
I think they did.
I think they won that one, and they didn't have, like, there was other people that had like 3 carts full, and she had like 1 cart full, but it was like just that, and I was like, I knew it.
Well, one of my jobs,
I knew it,
in my life was pricing clerk at a grocery store. Mm-hmm. I did that one summer, and basically I was in charge of making sure the tags on the shelf were right. And whenever a price change came through, I would have to print off a new tag, go find it, put it on the shelf. And then whenever I finished doing that for the day, I'd just pick an aisle and start scanning to make sure all the tags were right. And I knew where all the expensive stuff was. And there was like face cream that was like $30 for a little thing.
Yeah.
And stuff like that they're only this big.
Because you can get 5 of each thing.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, oh, they're getting the $20 hams. And I'm like, okay, but what about the boxes that weigh a fraction of that?
And they're smaller.
And you can just go...
Yeah.
Anyway. 8 months from Egood Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. 6 months, double plus, from Laylith3. Appreciate it. 300 bits from Daniac6. That song was not what I expected, but I approve. I was in the audience on Price is Right, and I talked to Drew Carey during one of the commercial breaks. One thing led to another, and now Drew Carey thinks I smoke. Life happens fast. Be careful. Life comes at you quick. Also, that is one of the weirdest alerts that I've read. That reminds me of whenever a classmate had gotten footage of Paula Deen. Mm-hmm. And the professor was so excited. Load it up.
Andrew says a supermarket sweep video game should probably exist somewhere. I wish.
Oh, I wish.
That would be so fun.
Man, I want to go back and watch the Toys R Us supermarket sweep thing.
Oh, the...
Toys R Us
Yeah, the toy...
Run, Challenge, Quick, Go. So.
What was that called? The Great Toy... No.
Great Toy Run?
Was that it? What was the Nickelodeon thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Nickelodeon thing.
I always wanted to do that.
Well, of course. Who wouldn't? You see the kids on there and you're like, yeah, I would do that.
What's Supermarket Sweep? It's a game show on TV where you have to... Part of it is you take a cart around a supermarket and try and get the most expensive things.
Rachel was saying it was at KB Toys, and yeah, that's what I recall too. It was a KB Toys thing. The Super Toy Run.
That sounds right.
I think it's something Toy Run for sure.
Yeah.
But you could get the video games, and I just remember seeing the kids like, you know, there's a lot of kids at that age were like, yep, video games, and then just loaded the cart with video games, and I'm like, yeah, that's where all the money is.
Well, when it was the...
Like, you could go get the other things if you want, but...
It was whatever you wanted to keep.
What?
Wasn't the toy thing you got to keep the toys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Supermarket Sweep, in the 90s version, you didn't get to keep the groceries. In the 1960s version, you got to keep the groceries.
We watched an episode of the 60s version
Yeah.
just because we were...
Curious?
Yeah. And it, you know, it's amazing how similar it is. Like, there's a lot of stuff that are, you know, that is basically the same. Did they throw the groceries out? My guess is
in the
in the
version
90s,
we're watching in the 90s,
they probably
they're
returned
fake.
them. Yeah.
They're, like, the hams are not.
Yeah.
The way the people throw those hams, they're not real.
They just toss them hams. They just toss them.
Hi, Kippies.
Machinison asked if we had any jobs in the entertainment industry. No. Not that I would. Nothing that I would qualify as the entertainment industry. I went to school to do the entertainment industry, but I also didn't like the entertainment industry. So tried to avoid it. Mex says technically you're in the entertainment industry. Yeah, in a very like independent way, I guess. Also,
How much screen real estate is he taking up?
I mean, fair bit.
Kippy.
Oh, he laid down.
Let's move the yogurt. Even though it's
He's
empty.
fine. He's fine. What a good stinker. What a good stinker. We worked. The closest thing to the entertainment industry, which is not the entertainment industry, but is utilizing our skills outside of an independent way, was when we did, like, some wedding stuff.
We did, like, 2 wedding things.
You did more than I did. You did stuff with Jarrett that I didn't do.
Okay, I've done, like, 3 wedding things.
Yeah.
4,
and
maybe?
that is not the entertainment industry. That's just the best example I have of something that was outside of, you know, like
this.
The YouTube, Twitch sphere. Otherwise, this is just all I've been doing for a decade, which feels strange. 300 Bits from Jam says, random thought, the way Stephen described how someone got and was showing off footage of Paula Deen makes me imagine that she's like the South's Loch Ness Monster. All the bother for tree fitting. And we'll probably try and wrap up, but I'll tell this story again if folks haven't heard it. When I was in college, I went to college in Savannah, Georgia, which Paula Deen has. I think she's from Savannah, but she has a restaurant there, and you know, with our school, we had a lot of different like connections, and we were able to get access to different people and do interviews and things like that. And someone did an interview with Paula Deen, and they had just been keeping the camera running, and it was between the interview that, you know, she was very much like on for, you know, the interview, and then as soon as it was off and they were like, okay, that's a wrap or whatever, Like, she immediately was like, and like came off of that and was like, she's like, I'm going to need a break because I need a damn cigarette. And whenever the classmate had come into class that day, he had told the professor, like, I've got footage of Paula Deen, like, between scenes. And the professor thought that was great. And he's like, let's load it up. So, like, we literally put it on the projector and the entire class, like, watched it. And we were all, like, laughing.
It's interesting to hear stories about, like, celebrities like that. Because you find, like, threads online sometimes of, like, well, what is, you know, so-and-so actually like in person? Mm-hmm. And hearing, like, some people are, like, just as nice off-screen as they are on-screen.
Yeah. Paula Deen after dark. It was funny.
Kepi.
It was funny. Also, what music is playing?
What now?
Oh, that's why people hear rain. This is a C418 song where, like, nothing happens.
Hi.
It's just rain.
Do you need attention?
Have an actual song.
Come here. Come on.
Maybe not Can. How about Turnabout Sisters?
Come on.
From Carlos.
Hi.
Good boy.
Hi, darling.
Actually, due to it was a very big belly laugh.
Attention. Yes, you need attention.
No mention of Calibrated Cop. Well, this was many, many years before that existed. So, not exactly the same thing.
Happy Kepi.
Oh, that's interesting. Rachel said, Mark graduated from the Culinary Institute of America, and he met a few celebrity chefs. His bubble was totally burst when his friend discovered that Gordon Ramsay is actually a decent guy outside of his shows. But that, how do you pronounce this? Giada De Laurentiis, outside of her shows, is how Gordon Ramsay is assumed to be. I can kind of see that. Like, just the idea that Gordon Ramsay is putting on this, like, very, like, tough guy facade. For the shows. So I can believe that. He actually seems kind of... He seems cool.
We watch some of his cooking stuff sometimes, like where it's just him in his kitchen. Mm-hmm. Like we saw one the other day with his daughter.
Yeah. And it's a very different feel, obviously. So. Anyway. All right, we should probably wrap up. In an hour-ish is the Xbox. I forget what the official thing is, but the Xbox show.
Xbox show
is at noon Eastern. If anyone's interested in tuning into that, you know, like I said, I don't know if I'll be watching that thing or not. I'll probably, at the very least, if I'm having lunch at the exact moment it's on, I'll probably watch it. Otherwise, I'll check out the stuff later. So, who cares? Lots of people, actually. Like a great deal of people. Xbox is a very popular game console. And I do, as someone who plays video games for a living. So, I'll at least find out the details and stuff by tomorrow. Otherwise, tomorrow at...
Oh, that was a lot of care.
Otherwise, tomorrow at... 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing Breath of the Wild. And I don't think there's anything else to announce.
Not yet, not officially.
I've sworn off talking about your paintings.
Yeah, I know. Because I can't say for sure either.
I ain't ever gonna be your hype man no more. I can't.
Ooh, my sumo scores.
We don't know when. We don't know.
Did you see this?
Oh man, is it? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice little tidbit to end on. My mom has informed us that today, 14 years ago, we adopted Rocco. I didn't know that was today. It's not his birthday, but it's his adoption day. That's really neat. I still remember going to do that. We went with Seth, actually. Seth was with us, which was funny because he's allergic to cats. What better way to you go into a room filled with cats? Perfect. Anyway. Jim says, it's been too long since we've seen him. Hope he's feeling all right. I got to see him very briefly when I was over to hang up the painting. And he's doing all right.
There's a picture of him inside the sheet that we got recently. When your parents were folding sheets and he jumped in. I was trying to find a closer picture. Oh wait, that's Kepi.
We still get updates about Rocco. Can you post the sheets thing?
Yeah.
And we'll end on that. Put that in mod, and then they can show that on screen. Rocco likes to get in the sheets whenever they're like folding. Sagan was the exact same way.
Yeah.
Kep never did it. Kep was like, nah, I'm good. But Rocco and Sagan were very alike in that they would do
Jump
that.
in the sheet as you were folding it.
Yeah.
Alright, it's in mod.
Okay, we'll get that on screen shortly. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, Breath of the Wild will be tomorrow. There he is. He jumping in there. He jumping in there. He's a cutie. But yeah, he's doing well. Last here. 2 months from Music Calm, who says, sup? And 6 months from Kid Venicus. 2/3 of the way towards the Twitch, baby! Congrats on Double Plus. Ending off there. Have a good Thursday. The vlog is already scheduled. I feel good because I'm sticking with things. The vlog's already scheduled for 3, so enjoy that at 3. Have a great Thursday. We will see you tomorrow evening at 8 for Breath of the Wild.
Yay!
Yay, indeed. We just got sent this photo. This is a current photo, like as of just moments ago. Of Rocco, who is actively watching Breakfast Stream. So there you go. Also, hold on. I'm gonna put that up one more time because. Oh my god, my phone. How do I do this? This is the hardest thing. I always have mods to it, so whenever. Oh, Chaz did it. Sorry. I wanted to point out that it says Bream! This is very funny to me. Bream! Bream Dome!